Right, hi people. I'm using my phone. Let's see. Let's see now. Oh wow. Let's see if anybody's on now. Ron, this is the third time lucky. Let's see who's there. Let me know if anybody's out there. Ah, okay, hi. All right, third time lucky. I'm using my phone now. I'm going to put it on mobile data because my internet is a fault on my internet. This is why I haven't been able to give anyone an update yet about the new energy or anything on my page because it's a bit more than 3 minutes and my internet's just unreliable. So now I'm using my phone. So even if the internet goes down, I'm using mobile data, so it's fine. I can just switch. So if I do freeze for a minute, I will just switch over to mobile data. So don't worry, I won't be cut off again. I can't use my iPad or anything because it hasn't got obviously mobile data, and I'll get cut off. And I don't feel like keeping going live and getting cut off all the time. So let's try again. This is now the third time. All right, so we won't be cut off for this time. I don't know if anyone saw hi. No, I can't because mine gets too hot sometimes. I don't know why, it was overheating. I prefer doing my lives on my iPad. I don't do them on the phone, not really. It used to get too hot for some reason, and it would get dodgy, and then it would just freeze, and my phone would actually do that, and my phone I'll just get cut off. It'd get too hot, and it would just lock up, and there we are in the middle of your live, and the phone freezes, and it shuts down. So it's like, no, we're not doing that. That should be it now. I've switched to mobile data. The Wi-Fi died anyway. Ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. All right. So we're on mobile data completely now. I don't know how long it's going to last. Let's see. I don't normally use the thing. So you're going to find, like I went off coffee. You go off meat. It's heavy. You're going off dairy. No, I can't even eat flour, bread. I cannot eat bread. And this is organic flour, organic bread. Nope. I don't know why. So I'm just telling you what I've experienced and a few other people. So you'll go through many diet changes. You can have stomach, as you're busy going through an upgrade or a purge or cleanse, you might have stomach issues, upset stomach, cramps, bloating, Check what you're eating, because when you're doing this, your body is rejecting heavier, denser stuff. So you will find you'll get stomach aches, bloating, whatever, and just lay off that food, and you be conscious of what you're eating and what's upsetting you. Because a lot of your diet, it keeps changing. Because now that food is no longer compatible, see, with your frequency, vibration, or your digestion, just the way it is. You see, it's nothing personal, but that's it. Your body is going high, is increasing in light frequency and vibration, so it's going to want foods that are compatible to that are also lighter. So things, obviously with chemicals on are intended to kill things. It's a low frequency. Genetically modified food is a lower frequency because it's modified. The intention is to modify, manipulate, control, you see. A manipulation and control is a lower frequency. So pure, you will see you're guided to go very natural, very organic. That's basically just your higher self is looking after you. Yeah, you can, but you can get organic. You can get also non-modified seeds online. You can grow your own, depends where you are, obviously. But yeah, you will see more and more people are going to be, there's going to be more demand for organic than there really is than supply. Because you are just guided and your body will not tolerate stuff. So no matter what the shops want to do, that's for people that I suppose haven't increased, but people that are increasing the light frequency and vibration on this ascension path, you're going up in upgrades, you will be. That's just the way it is. It's just what's happening to us, and that's just how things work. And it makes sense actually now, because if you go and do the research, everything's got frequency and vibration. Your DNA, you're taking on more light, you're increasing in light. Some people don't eat, you eat less, It depends. But we also drop. No, not long. I've tried 3 times. I tried 3 times, and I was cut off because my internet's I've got a problem with my internet. They're coming on Monday to fix it. So I'm using mobile data now. So I use my phone now, and I switched to mobile data. so we won't get cut off again. Bloody ridiculous. But that's just the way it is. I'm surprised we still have internet anyway at the moment. Let's see. We should be lucky, with the energies coming in. So, new energies came into the planet. I'm not going to go in too much into them. You can read into them yourselves, and depending also what frequency and vibration you're at, so how it's affecting you, because if you're going through a purging phase or not. But new energies came in with the moon, very different energies. What I picked up, very different energy thing. But also, I'm on a purging cycle, so I've dropped into a lower frequency and vibration to purge, because that's source. Source wants you to look at something. So source will drop your frequency and vibration, so you can sit in that and, okay, what's going on? You need to maybe make a decision. You need to maybe evaluate something. You need to purge. What I found is coming up. I'll get waken up 12 at night or something, and stuff is running out. So you can see it running through. It's like past lives, ancestry, and karma. So it looks like look, it depends on the person. I asked to drop all my karma. I've asked to let go of the past. I've asked to clear the body of any fear. I want no fear in my being. So I've asked them, I've released all fear. I've released all many things I've asked, right? I want nothing nothing doesn't resonate with love. That's just me. So maybe I can just tell you what they're clearing. I don't know. I've asked. I intend to have anything that's in my frequency and vibration that is not of pure love. So I want to resonate in my frequency and vibration of love. If it doesn't, I'm not compatible, bye-bye. So pure light, pure love. And I'm trying, and I've asked to purify, and all things that aren't of that, to be cleansed, this, that, you can do it. Drop fear, drop past, anything that doesn't serve you, anything that's restricting you, who knows. So I see this is happening. Wow. So I've been dropping in, I've been doing clearing, there's been big purging going on, releasing. And just before this we had releasing again. So it's purge, 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 purge. It just seems to be going through different layers, maybe or deeper layers or different things it's clearing. But I can't speak for everybody, because everybody's different. Your cash is different, your karma depends what you've asked. Have you asked if your cash to be cleared? Have you asked for your cellular structure? I don't know. I only know what I've asked, you see. Yeah. Yeah, very. So I've been doing a lot of purging and clearing at the moment. So mine has dropped because you're going through the denser energies, emotions, and you're maybe trying to figure out, or maybe you've got decisions to make or something, because I can see I'm sort of, then I was going to go here and I can't make up my mind. So it's also bring you to that. So, okay, now you need to, what they call, as things as phase 1, decision thing. So I'm doing clearing, I'm doing purging, I'm doing releasing. And I had a lot of trauma stored and a lot of adversity in this lifetime. So a lot of that, I thought, okay, I can see this stuff coming up. And I'm like, okay, where's that come from? All right, there we are, that teacher, this, that, family. So it's like, okay, release, let go, release. I don't know, maybe we just got to go. It's just uncycling. It's just coming out. So it's like waves. It's layers. It's being released from you. It's just, you just ride the wave. So I've done that. What else? Then I did ask, because I've asked to be, to be washed out. Anything that isn't of love and whatever, to be cleansed out. You keep, doing cleansing and releasing or purging. Oh, thank you. That's so nice of you. I'm trying. I'm not amazing. I'm just me. I'm trying my best. I have a shadow, and it played with me. Wow. So I gave you guys a heads up, and I went into a bit more detail about this test of energy that's going around in the karmic cycle. And I went in a bit more detail on my Facebook page. I made a thing about this test that we're going through in the karma, and watch out that it's gonna try and pull you into judgment, into fall back into, the divide and the game and all that. But it dragged me. So wherever you've got a hook where you haven't released something, so where your triggers are, where you haven't healed, it's going to get boink. So I got boink, and I was like, okay, maybe no, I don't like that. I don't want to be like that. So then you got to go back again, sorry, and ask them to release and clear. It's just a phase. You don't know. So you'll get triggered, or you got clearing, or you've got, whatever, I'm going through all of this. And then I sat in meditation, I think it was yesterday or the day before. And you know, some of you, it depends on where you are in your practice, it's called the pillar of light. When you sit in, it's like you, earth, and like you are, the light comes from almost like, I suppose, a beam of light through your head straight through into earth. It's like you are stuck onto earth. You know, you see the torus field, and then the energy goes around, but you are like, it's like you're pinned down and you can't move. It's almost like you're frozen in a trance while they're doing healing or upgrades. And this, so it was a big light clearing again. I sat there and this pillar of light came down straight through me and I couldn't move. Like you're frozen in time. It's like you're in a spotlight or a beam of light. And you're sitting there and you're like frozen while this light is working. And it came down and it went in to about here. So the work was done from the head to about the chest area. So there was a lot of clearing, and I noticed they're working on the brain as well. Great, because that is a real challenge at the moment, the mind. Distract you? No, not no. 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 Not in a live, no. Yeah, your stomach will. Because this is, hi, how you? This is what's going on. As I said, you will have stomach issues because it is a big purge. Remember, it's a big purge and release, and then you're going up in frequency and vibration. So while you're doing this, you better eat less because your stomach is, and you literally are changing. It's literally your cellular structure is adjusting and changing and taking on more light. So you might have a few days where you have problems and it's stuck, and then it will ease up. So while you're going through this recalibration and the physical changing, with the problems, whatever you'll just want to have soup maybe or liquids. You're just your stomach's not going to want food because it's not ready to digest food. It's altering. And as I said, and then it goes up, and now you can't eat this, and now you can't eat that. Oh, wow. I'll upload this to YouTube when I'm finished. But there's many things you'll go through. I can't eat. I mean, I cannot eat bread. My daughter can't eat starch. Like hers has gone off any kind of carbohydrates. It just makes her. It seems to be her thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't mess around with this stuff anymore. You actually get sick. You'll get sick. You'll get ill. You'll get diarrhea. You'll throw up or whatever it is. Your stomach won't digest it. It's not like you can cheat really anymore. Now it's such a difference in frequency. You actually get ill somewhere or another. It's physically affecting you. And people that aren't aware of this ascension path or whatever are getting sick, and they don't know what's wrong with them, or skin illness, or some kind of, they're breaking out. Because your body is rejecting toxins. It doesn't want toxins in the food. It doesn't want it in the drink. It doesn't want it in the air. It doesn't want chemicals, any artificial, it's lower frequencies. And those that aren't really awake are still eating stuff in the shops from that's got chemicals and artificial this and additives and preservatives and who knows what's in this stuff. Yeah, I know. Well, says me, guess what I was doing before before this live? I'm going to tell you something funny. I had a sweet tooth. So I went and made popcorn, my own popcorn. But I felt like caramel popcorn. I don't even eat sugar. I eat honey in my tea. I have honey hanging out. Where's my tea? I have honey in everything. I've got organic honey. Well, you can try as much as you can to get organic honey. And some of it's really fake. But yeah, it seems to be fairly good. I don't know if it's genuine. Iffy. Anything in these big supermarkets is iffy, actually. Because the legislation is very iffy too. So this... I decided to make myself some caramel popcorn. Oh, anyway, never mind. There we are. One of those unconscious moments where you're just like zoning out, zombified. So yeah, food, stomach upsets, big purge clearing. I don't know about you, but I always ask, I ask for it to be cleared from me, my cache, my cellular structure, my DNA, the grid, because it's matching the Earth's grid, times, dimensions, realms, energy, this, that. I mean, I list them all to make sure, resonant frequency, just clear. Crazy. Yeah. I know, but have you seen the price of that stuff? Wow, it's unbelievable. Yes, you will, because it's denser food. So it depends. As you go up in light, you will find it's denser. It's your stomach is getting lighter, your body's getting lighter. It cannot digest heavy foods. Meat is heavy, dairy is heavy. It's not easy to digest. So this is why people are going off it. It's not because well, sometimes also because we realize we all one, and we like, and then when you give thanks for your food and you're thanking Gaia and you're thanking the earth and you're thanking the soil and all for your food every time you eat. And when you thank the being, that if it's the chicken or whatever else, you see the damn, the chicken that pops up, boop, boing. And you're like, oh no, thank you so much. It's not, you know what I mean? Thank you that I'm eating you. Ooh. And then eventually you can actually taste that. It's like, oh, that was my problem anyway. They would appear and then it would be like I'd be eating, it'd be like I could taste the slaughterhouse in my mouth. It was like, ah. And so last time I spat it out, I was like, oh no. So yeah, we do understand also that everything's connected. So it depends. There's no judgment. It depends where you are. Just different. And as you go up and down in frequency, like me, you drop down sometimes when you're doing a purge and clearing. You can drop down in frequency because like me, it's clearing out and purging and healing. So you'll get into like, Yeah. I know. Ugh. Yeah, no, any artificial stuff is like, no, thanks. Yeah, no. Because it's a lower frequency. That's how much of a gap we're making. That's what I'm saying. The demand for organic food is going to far exceed the supply. So people really need to start growing in their own gardens. People are like, oh, my garden's pretty, or my flowers, or my grass. We're used to the conventional gardens. There's going to be a shortage of that's just a fact. Because there's not enough, organic. And we need more soil anyway. So if we start doing your own beds and saving your own compost, you're putting it on top of the soil. You're making new topsoil, because the soil itself is pretty, topsoil is pretty eroded in the planet. So it really will help, first of all, Gaia by saving our peels and kitchen stuff and actually, having raised beds and making your own compost. So if you have a garden of any kind, people, you've got land, grow organic. Permaculture, flowers, whatever, if you can look it up. There's such a shortage. There's a big shortage, yeah. And also, I don't understand why the governments too, they're so reliant on imports, especially England. Wow, their food security is seriously not to be desired. Almost everything's imported except, and they're relying on exporting the sheep. That's about their main food is just sheep. So they're having all these sheep farms or some cattle dairy, but it's mainly sheep. Yeah. And everything, whatever little bit of food they grow here, the odd winter vegetables is exported. It's ridiculous. And then they're importing everything, and it's so old. And organic, depends where they're importing it from. The countries they don't have the same strict organic rules. A lot of these countries, and even us, they allowed this, and it doesn't sort of have to be in it. Oh, yeah. So really, it is better for us. It's better for the environment because it's not being shipped around the world. These cargo ships are polluting the planet and the water anyway. So this pollution of the ocean by all these ships, because they leak diesel, every engine in the water in the ocean, that's a fact. Even an outboard motor leaks oil or diesel, whatever it is. You can see it. It leaves an oil slick. And we've got so many boats up and down. We're shipping food all over. It's ridiculous. What happened to these? Everyone used to grow their own food in the old days. So, this country is extremely reliant on imports. And we have climate issues, natural disasters, weather problems, as I say now, fighting and nonsense. And what happens with the food? Oh, well, you just starve. Already people are saying, oh, there's a problem with food in the shelves, problem with food in the shops. So people really need to start now. And I'm trying to wake up your local neighborhood, but they are, a lot of people are just not there. They're not seeing. They're blind, or they're living in. They're not seeing they're not thinking, basically. This is where we're going. We're going to have issues with weather and problems, and we can't be sure we're going to get imports and food. And we've got issues anyway for the climate. So why not grow your own food? You have the security. There's no imports and pollution. It's organic. You're helping now new soil, topsoil. And everyone, they don't even collect compost here where I am. I'm in the north of England. Ridiculous. In London, People have 4 different, bins. They have food waste, compost. I don't know how. Obviously, someone's got a business going there because I don't know where it goes to. But up here, the rest of it up here, no. We have so-called, 2 bins. One for the general waste, your food and all your rubbish, and the other one for bottles and recycles. Apparently, they don't even recycle it. They dump it in some poor country. Who knows what they're doing with it? But there's no compost bin. So your food just goes in the bin and it's just on the mass dump. What a waste. And they're saying, but we've got problems with soil. We've got a problem. What's the problem with soil? If we all saved our coffee and our vegetable peels and our beans and this and that, and your councils had decent compost, I mean, wow, we've got all this crazy. I can't understand the level of consciousness. And people are not seeing it. Pull together and start working together. And the councils could be starting to plant fruit trees and herbs and things that, also for the bees. So we can have, it's friendly for the environment, for the birds, for the bees and things like that. And it's food. Wow. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, England is shocking for food security. You've got all these farmers up here with the sheep farming, so there's no food around here. It's crazy. And I'm thinking, well, people, you can go hydroponics indoors. Why don't they start looking at diversifying a bit? And for these, because of the weather, the temperature here, you can't really, winter, or the rest of it's autumn. But then they've got these barns they put in their dry grass, whatever. They could do hydroponics in these colder countries. We've got to have a little mini ice age down the line anyway, so they better start thinking about this, growing indoors. They are in London. But here we are in the country, you've got all this land, and no, the rest of England, no one's growing food. I mean, I'm shocked in the north, just cows and sheep. But there's a few little allotments, we're not even close to the amount. So the odd few people maybe have a plot and they do whatever they want on it. There's no community garden. I'm trying to sort of get people to wake up. And when things get tough and times are tough and money's tough, you've got a capacity here to, everybody should be growing as much as they can. And then you've got left over, you can help your neighbor and he can swap and, whatever. Help those that don't have food, or old people that maybe lose their pension, so it's just community being, not thinking of one, and it's just people are, when you talk to them sometimes they look at you as though you're from another planet because it's not even crossed their mind, Anyway, neither here or there. This is just something I really people should start doing and really look at it, because it's going to increase, first of all, the soil. If we all start saving compost and speak to your local councils or governments or whatever municipality if they're not doing it. And you can have a local collection point in your village or town where you can all, they can dump your compost, like all your kitchen peels and eggshells and coffee beans. It's compost, for heaven's sake. It's so valuable. It's so needed. All these leaves, and you could make a mass compost thing. And then they can start, the council should be, instead of these plots, often around you by the road, there's big patches of just open land, plain grass. No fruit trees. Fruit and nut trees could be growing there. Then there's flowers also, there's also lovely flowers when they blossom for the bees. And you can put herbs and food. We should be growing food. Not wait until there's a serious problem and then, but this is, I know I'm watching this and I'm thinking people are not comprehending there a bit that it's a necessary thing and it's going to be necessary. And I'm trying to sort of get them to, and they're looking at, no, what do you want to go food for? Just go down to the shop. They're assuming it's just going to, everything's going to carry on like normal. Anyway, never mind. That's just, anyway. So it does, sometimes you can, I'm not getting disheartened, but I remember I phoned, I'm just going to give you a bit of a chat, what I've been up to. I phoned the local council the other day, trying to get hold of the person that's in charge of the allotments to see if I can, and what land they've got available, maybe we can make a big size community garden. I want to at least start. And then people will start thinking maybe, and they will, more word gets out and grow. So just to get it going, I'm trying to get these people going. Oh boy, to get through to this woman, and then, oh no, this so-called person isn't there, and what's your name, and what company? It's like they want your back, as though you're going to come. I don't want anything from them, as though you want to steal. That it's this trust, that the way the consciousness, the lower consciousness, is expecting everyone to. I was just amazed, and then was like, oh well, very suspicious. You get this hostility or suspicion from some people that you are trying to help. And when she said, oh, which company? I said, I'm not from a company. Okay, well, which company you represent? I'm not representing anyone. I'm just a concerned citizen. It's like an alien thing to be concerned about people. Ooh, I'm an individual. So sorry about that. And it was met with such, you can't be. So just for being, a person that cares about the community and wanting to help people and wanting to get the community together. So I want to pull them all together because they're working separately and no one's sort of, pulling together and thinking. This was like an amazement, almost like a suspicion. I must be trying to trick her or something because, I'm not. I'm like, no, I'm just a person that actually cares about, I want to see people suffer and, poverty and hungry and any of this stuff. And there's no, whatever, just. Anyway, so you get stonewalled and like suspicious. So you after, what am I asking you? Nothing. I'm offering help. I'm just trying to, amazing. I'm amazed. And I was like, wow, it's just, they're on such a different level of consciousness. They cannot perceive. I don't know. I don't know. They're in an illusion that what's happening is not happening. I don't know. I'm just baffled. I'm just like, and it was she seemed so sort of, and it's the second time I've come across it, when you're trying to help people are like, almost like, what do you want something? You know what I mean? No. No, I don't. I'd like to help people. I just like to get everyone organized because you can see it and you can, you can try and pull them all together. And if they all work together, it's so much more effective, But anyway, yeah, they're neither here or there. So I'm sort of, let's see how that goes. Well, I'm not in a very much of awakened community, I'm afraid, where I am. It's I haven't seen many people that are conscious, or no, a higher level of conscious, put it this way. I don't know, anyway. Yeah, anyway. So let's see. Still very much a lower consciousness. There's a lot of that sort of. Anyway. Neither here or there. We're gonna just see how it goes. We try, but it seems to be Give it. When it's happened, it will be one of those things. I just go with the flow. So there we are, people. Lots of up shaking. A lot of clearing going to happen. Deep levels of clearing, karmic, ancestral, past lives, upgrades, and I don't know. I would suggest, it's up to you. Just see, have you done, like I've made to do some inner work and looking again, and I've seen some other things, and I need to look again. I'm thinking, I need to sort of evaluate, what do you want that keeps to change? What do I want to do? That's sort of like, I don't know, sort of, in a flux about that at the moment. What do I want to do? Because it's interesting, we avail to, like, what's coming, like now, off and on. Because it is part of the test. Otherwise, if you knew everything that was going to happen, you would make your choices differently, wouldn't you? So you are veiled. So you'll make a choice without knowing, what's come without. It's interesting, yeah. But there's a point for that. And then sometimes, as I say, they'll go quiet because you need to work through this, or you've got to figure it out for yourself. And they're not going to, lead the way or give it to you on an open plate. So we're going through, they say not testing, but it is, because it is part of this game. We're playing human. So there are tests. They will try and in this energy or karmic cycle we're going through, it's going to find your weak spots. If you haven't sorted out or figured out where your attachments are your attachments to food, past, things you haven't healed, it'll catch you. Whatever it is, it's going to try and find that hook and pull it. So you will get dragged into the drama going outside, the fear being spread very much. Ignore that completely. There's a huge amount of fear being pushed into the public, not by chance. massive fear being pumped into the public about, oh, this is going to matter with it. Oh, my goodness. I don't listen to any of it. First of all, my reason why is it won't make too much of a difference. Absolute no difference. If they're going to tell you, oh, we could have this and that could happen there in that country, and oh, we could go off, what could you do about it? Literally nothing. If it's going to happen, there's nothing you can do about it. You're going to spend your last few days miserable and happy, stressed out, worried, and it won't change anything. So there we are. So on that aspect, that's the ego, that's the dark, the shadow is going to, oh, the physical body. It's just fear. It's an illusion, and it's there to fearmonger everyone and drop the thing. So you're not serving yourself, you're not serving the planet, you're not serving anything if you listen to that fear they're pushing out. If you believe it, if you fear it, or because you are lowering your frequency, you're believing it, you're manifesting it, it's negative in any aspect, and you have no control over the situation anyway. If somebody's going to push a button, nothing anyone can do. It doesn't help you knowing. It wouldn't make totally lots of a difference. You'd be better off having a blast of a time and going, poof. The person and I should know this because I used to work in war zones, and I didn't worry one bit. I was always hoping I would be on top of the bang when it happened. That's all, because it would be quick, boom, and I was gone. But because that's literally, that's it. If it's going to happen, your time is up. We know this on a soul level. If you are not meant to be here, people, your soul doesn't show you. This is one thing I have learned. Your soul is not going to tell you when your day is up and how. You don't remember that part for a reason. You don't know. When your time, or whatever you've agreed on, or however you want to, depending on, you're going to go, and nothing is going to change that. You can maybe, on your path, ask and change it. But you see, so this nonsense that they're spreading in the media at the moment, that's going around, and it's a lower consciousness, and it's a massive amount of fear. Why? Because it lowers the frequency and vibration of the planet, of your consciousness. That is the worst thing we could do at the moment, is allow any external thing to lower our consciousness and the collective consciousness, because it pulls us into a lower timeline even more, and then we really are on a timeline. There are many timelines for Earth, and some of them are really not good. We do not want to lower the collective into too much of a lower timeline, because it's really ugly. Very not pleasant things happen on these different timelines. So we need to, I have taken this bugger it all and live absolutely in the moment. Know you're going to be taken care of from moment to moment. Be as happy as, when I thought I was going to die, because when I had I thought it was a near death, you see. I thought they were showing, because I woke up again, I thought I didn't die. I didn't realize that I'd gone and come back initially, you see. So when this happened to me, I thought, oh, well, they're showing me when I'm going to die. And I thought they were giving me a heads up, which they don't do, that in winter I was going to die. And I thought they'd put me through this like a nice thing, like a trial run. So I had a test run and what was going to be like, what was going to happen, and I could get organized, you see. So for a couple of months, I was running around thinking I was going to be dead in 2 months' time. I didn't realize, as that time went on, more and more I remembered, you see, came back, oh, okay, no, anyway. But when this happened, I thought, okay, well, my time was limited. I was so freaking happy, people. You look at life so differently when you think you've got very little time left on Earth. And that's how we should be living, literally. Anyway, because you are just your life. You notice every flower, every, your breath. You're thankful. You love people. You're just happy. You live, and that's how you should be, in that state of being all the time. That is the best state of being to be, is completely carefree. You are just in absolute love and appreciation, and because we're all going to die. That's just factual anyway. But what are you worrying about when? I don't know. It is. I don't know why. But I did go, and I came back. But anyway, that was amazing. It was so cool. And cool, dying is fucking awesome. I'm can't wait, actually, on that aspect. I love being here, but I am full. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. It is so awesome when you're leaving the body and being on the other side. Oh, it's so amazing. So you have nothing to fear anyway. That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. This is just fear itself. They're being, trying to lower. It's the lower consciousness. very aware of what's happening on the planet, trying everything to put as much density and lower and fear out there to lower the collective consciousness. You see, they're not going, they're not planning on going up too much on a higher, dimension. So they wanted to keep you with them and, stay on the 3. No, thank you. You don't want to stay in the 3rd dimension, people. Or, drag down there. You don't want to. You want to go up with it's up to you. The new Earth, but she's shifting up shortly. Or she's going to be doing some shifting, yeah. She's going to do some shifting. So it benefits you. And if you have agreed to leave this planet anyway, in some way or another, you're going to go. There's nothing you can do about it, literally. You will see why when you leave your body. So there's really, if you think about it logically, nothing you can do about it. People are running around worrying about this. This is the old way of being, planning, worrying about what's going to happen. Oh, I've got to plan this and dig a bunker and do that. And oh, my goodness, no. No, that's the old way of doing things. I don't know, because there's not. This is just going within. Did you? Okay. None really, particularly. Your best book is The Quantum Field. Ask your higher self to show you. Ask your soul. Go back to that time and set your intention. There's your best. Wow, because that's limitless. So you can go to planets, you can go to time zones, you can go to dimensions, you can go, wow. There's nothing you can't see and know. You can download stuff, anything. You can download entire information. What you don't know. You can download a book from the quantum field if you want to. So I don't know, there's the Tibetan, I think I've shared some of their links, the House of Tibet or something in America, they've got a channel. Tibetan organization in America's got a channel. That guy shares some very, very good information on higher levels. So the different levels of consciousness, like most people don't realize what the Tibetans or that path, they see the astral as the realm of illusion. When you play astral and fighting and all these things, they call it the realm of illusion. Well, it was the realm of illusion anyway. So there's a lot of stuff, higher knowledge, that it's not available normally, among each other and on social media, no. A lot of people are. It's a lower level of consciousness information. But, if you look at the stuff he shares of Buddha, that reached such a high level of consciousness. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Most of us haven't even a clue what's out there. The levels and the realms and the dimensions and incredible. He shared some wonderful, interesting, very interesting stuff. And then you'll find it. Depends on you where you've been, and you'll be like, oh my gosh, I know that. Oh yeah, wow. So I look like yogis, sat yogas, some high yogis. Because you want to if you haven't been on this path, you want to find higher knowledge, or knowledge that fills in some of these things. So I found these higher levels, some of the yoga's teaching, but very good ones. And some of these Buddhist teachings on these things, because it's been kept quiet. Sometimes, not Edgar Cayce, what's his name? Rudolf Steiner. Don't know how much of his books have been edited, I don't know. But yeah, it doesn't really matter, because that's old epoch. See, if you're going back, you want to learn about those things that don't change, the levels, the realms, the dimensions, and the astrals, because that's, where you're going. But it's past Earth and the history, it doesn't really matter, because we're not going back. People are so used to looking to the past, what happened, and back and back. We've got to stop looking back. We are not going in that direction. The past doesn't matter. We're going forward, and we're going into a whole new paradigm. We are entering. We've really moved into it. A new paradigm, new epoch. None of the old stuff actually applies. So it's a new stage, a new game we're starting, a new level we're starting. And we're creating it. So all this external noise and fear-mongering and, war, this, that nonsense is being pushed out there to keep the planet on a lower, and it's causing a lot of disturbance on the planet. Because you've got this new high frequency coming in, and you've got a lot of dense dark energy being pushed into the field. So this is going to, anyway. causing a huge amount of fear in the collective. It's lowering the collective frequency and vibration and consciousness. This is why they did drop a timeline or two. Yeah. So it would benefit us to pick the humanity up, to pick up frequencies and vibrations to lift us. But also, when you're going through a purge, you're going through a purge. So luckily, not everyone goes through a purge at the same time. So you can hold higher frequencies and vibrations while some of us are going through this, upgrades and things. And then we finish, and then we clear and we shoot up, and then you go. And then it's nice. It's almost like a relay race, I noticed, in the awakened movement, because we will not all go through a purge and a clearing and a healing at the same time. Thank goodness. Because could you imagine the energy or the consciousness on the planet? Wow. So we go through phases. Like some of us will be, everything's cool, we're just cruising, and then the rest, we fall down from here, woof, into this, and we're going through really, and everyone else, they just come out, they're doing so well, they're happy, and you're like, ugh. Yeah, you in the lower dimensions again, like, oh, it's funny, yeah. I don't know. How everyone, there's no one thing fits all, you see. I don't know. I don't know how people are going to leave and whatever, different ways, different people, different things, because depending on what they believe and what they are. Everything's frequencies and vibrations. So this is where they will go when you leave your body, different frequencies and vibrations. It all depends on your frequency, really, and vibration, yeah. So there's another thing to keep your frequency vibration high. It doesn't help. It's not going to help you worrying. You can't try and prepare and stash and do anything because you know what's going to happen. Personally, anyway. It's pointless. Literally pointless. And this is why we're in the new epoch where it's now you're guided to be in the present, to live now. And it isn't about hoarding it. It isn't about money. It isn't about, any of material. It's about this, rather more like spiritual. You're better off having spiritual abilities, holding more light, the higher frequency, you're going to be far better off. So now the gold is frequency. The most valuable thing you can have now is a higher frequency and abilities. The more you go up, the more you're going to have abilities. You see, that will guide you and move you, stay in the flow. You will be fine. This is what's going to, people don't realize what's going to keep them alive or safe or anything is the higher your frequency is, your ability. End of story. You stay in the flow. Then you will be able to navigate the storm, which now we're entering the eye of it, sort of, or the thick of it. It's almost like a birthing canal. So basically we've entered the canal, and there we are in the dark tunnel. Yeah, we've gone into the dark tunnel now. So as you notice, it's getting rather dark out there. The frequencies dropped. Timelines is a huge amount of darkness on the planet. I don't know if the Earth's grid's been cleared as well, because it all seems to work together. I don't know. But and you can feel it, and it's being pushed out there terribly. So the best we can do for ourselves and the planet is not play into it, not listen to it, not watch it, not take it in, not even entertain this stuff at all. Yeah, I don't know, yeah. Yeah, well, they're trying to fear the crap out of everybody. If it's not this, it's that. If it's going to be a bomb, it's an illness, it's I mean... But this is, I say, that is such a low, very low level of consciousness. Very, very dark, dense energy, because everything is fear. And that's the lowest frequency you can think of. So if you are a little bit, if you maybe didn't notice, you took any of this fear, you listened to it, and you thought, oh my gosh, you started worrying, release it. Intentionally release all fear from your body. Don't hold fear. Don't hold panic, don't hold stress, don't hold anxiety. Release. Intentionally release all of this from your mind, body, field, clear. No longer says you drop it, release. Recalibrate everything to pure love again. I know. But it is, See, it's frequency. Everything's frequency. When you drop in frequency, you're on that same frequency. You pick it up. It's very there. Yeah, everything's everything's frequency. Absolutely. And then you're going to release it and clear it again. And so yeah, I'm having my fair share of fun. Because I got whacked down and doing some clearing and purging, and then you don't know, and going through some tests. And then you kind of, interesting. So I kind of, I don't know. I'm not actually planning anything. Yeah, delete. Yeah, release. I don't listen to it. I didn't even know. I heard it via someone else the other day saying, apparently there's some people talking about there's going to be, a big bang. And I was like, I hadn't even heard of it. If I didn't hear about someone else's channel, I wouldn't know. So I'm saying, it wouldn't bother me if there was a big bang one. I'd be like, oh, wow, well, there we are. You wouldn't know. You're just going. Who cares? That's what I'm saying. Nothing you can do about it. What's the point? Why worry? Why stress? This is an old way of being again. And that actually doesn't serve you, because it puts you on a lower timeline and lower frequency for... This is what we're going to keep remembering, lower timeline. You will not be lifted out of the nonsense. If the most valuable thing, as I say, is more than gold, diamonds, is your frequency. Raise that. That is the pure gold. That is the real wealth, is a peace of mind, a frequency. Just be in as much love, carefree, bugger it all. Live like today's your last day. Enjoy appreciation. Yeah, here we are. All right, says me. I'm going through mine, and I'm going through my clearing and purging, and I've been, and the mind's been... But I noticed they were doing, I asked them to help me, because otherwise there's a lot of negative thoughts and negative mind. The mind keeps... It's like you can't get the thing to focus, and it's here, there, and everywhere, and it keeps wanting to rose, all the nonsense. You hear something like this, and then the mind starts going, hey, the ego. Oh, and it's like, oh, please, please go away. So I have to just clear that thing. So I don't know, I did ask for some help with it. So I did notice that so sometimes as well, I won't be able to meditate. You'll see it, you'll go what they call like a blackout. Well, you won't be able to meditate for a while. And it's sometimes you can feel a pain or something in your head around your crown chakra, because they are working on it. So there are definitely, I've noticed, there are upgrades and things. Well, I did ask anyway, so I don't know about everybody else. Because of what happened to me as well, my brain got damaged. So it was strange, actually. So some abilities were enhanced. And then some of my executive functions were... didn't work as well. So in some areas I battled to focus, and other areas I was doing really well, So who knows? I don't know anyway. Let's see. And it's extremely sensitive to these frequent... Oh, wow, I'm just... Generally, I'm now very, very sensitive to the energies and to the frequencies of the planet, to this electromagnetic field big time. So sometimes it really So I was battling with that, the cognitive thing, and it could have been it could have also been something to do with what happened to me. I don't know, because I don't know if anyone else is experiencing it. So I had to ask them for help as well. I was like, ooh, and I've got to watch it, and I've got to then. There is going to be a trouble. I've noticed it, and I did warn people. It came through to me that the brain, you're going to have problems with the brain and the mind, focus. And distraction, as people are saying, I see people are going to the doctor saying they're dizzy, they're disorientated, they're foggy, the mind feels cloudy, foggy, like dementia, just like, This has got to do with the frequencies and planets and the change and the shift in Earth's magnetic field. It does have a big impact on the brain. Now, I know for me, it's definitely. So I had some, and I've got to watch it. And I find if I'm doing Tai Chi or Qigong, when you focus, and if I'm doing Qigong centered, I'm seen to be fine. So I notice I'm having fun with it. And I noticed it was, your mind started getting so busy, it was racing. So this is something, it's got something to do with the energies. A lot of people are going to have problems, and they're going to the doctor and all kinds of issues. It's got nothing to do with food, it's got to do with this. So what helps is walking, grounding, going for a walk, being in nature, Tai Chi, Qigong, that focus, because that's you focusing on movement. If I'm focusing, I'm all right on something. Otherwise, my mind, I mean, I'm just like, I don't know, disappear into wherever. Not really. Yeah, I'm a little bit, yeah, some of them get, I know lion's mane is, yeah, a lot of these things, natural, yeah. But I don't believe in any psychedelic things at all. And that's another thing. Like, if you want to join like these sat yogis or Buddhist school, they will not take you if you're taking any alcohol, any drugs, any psychedelics, they won't touch you. Anything that alters the mind is very, very in these higher consciousness things a no, because you've got to be in full control of your mind, not the other way around, and not become dependent on something to, you see. You're not allowed. They would not even consider you. So I don't take anything that's mind altering. Like, nope, never have. You want to be in control. Yeah. I know those things do, but this has got nothing to do with that. This is to do with the frequencies, because remember, we all energy and frequency, especially our brain, is very sensitive to it. So with the shifts going on in the field, on the Earth's field and everything else, it is definitely affecting the brain. Wow. I've seen a lot of people and doctors talking about it. Oh, no, it's probably this, it's probably that. People are going to the doctors, they're dizzy, they're disoriented, they're having problems, cognitive, foggy mind, bad. As we know, Tai Chi, Qigong, grounding, our diet, all these things play. And that's why I was telling people, you've got to be very cognitive now of the mind and body. You've got to eat properly, watch your diet, do exercise or do some sort of Tai Chi, Qigong, and ground yourself. I'm finding I've got a decent grounding mat. You get grounding sheets and mats. It's not working at all. It worked in the old energies. It doesn't do a bloody thing for me. So I don't know why. I can't tell you. But it's absolutely, I might as well plug it in anymore. What really works is me going out and putting sitting on a tree or putting my feet on the soil. That really does help. So real grounding actually helps me now. But at the moment we're moving into winter, very cold, wet, snow, whatever. So, yeah, do what you can. Visually too. So the energies are going to be, it will affect the mind, just the way it is, and the planetary alignments and things. So you might have very overactive mind bothering you, whatever else. To do that, you're going to have to. That's why these exercises, Chi and Qigong, is like this. And that focus is very slow. So it brings you down, calms you, the breathing, walking, hiking. You can do that even if it's raining. And really watch your diet, sleep. But otherwise, my mind can get so distracted. And I completely can't just focus. It's just like, where's the day gone? The day's like, I have no clue what happened. So, for me, I have to really watch it. Because of my health, the damage that was done to the physical body and my health, I have a lot more purging and clearing in this body to do as well. Wow. So, it is more challenging in some aspects for me, depending on the person, I suppose, and your body, and how much abuse your body took, your health, and you see, I had a massive amount of trauma. Then I had the damage this thing did to the brain, the wiring of the brain. So I had to rewire that, start healing, all kinds of things. Yeah, worked on that to try and heal. So in some aspects, some issues I'll have issues with them. Others I'm actually better. Some aspects now I have high abilities, and other aspects I battle with it. Well, is what it is. But you're able to rewire and heal, but it's consciously doing it and working with the body and things, you see. So a lot of repairing was needed. And this thing's also tired. So yeah, let's see. So I'm not worried. Anyway, I'm not at all worried. Not at all. All right, lovely people. So do be aware, like I did say, the mind is going to be fun. The brain, all right. It's to do with energy. So if you find yourself it's like just so busy, you're stressed, overthinking, overtired, you've got to quiet and slow it down. All right. Try. Focus, try a bit of breathing, try the Qigong, Tai Chi, walk to ground, really. Okay. Do what you can. Yeah. Oh yeah, I quit smoking everything. Yeah. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, not at all. No. No, I wasn't forced to take meds never. No. Good, no, that would not happen in my life. No. Not at all. No, it didn't. I had a severe reaction to them. Severe adverse reaction. Which actually was one of the reasons why I died. It was actually the last thing on the list, the last side effect, which I hadn't had yet, was liver failure and heart failure. Bingo! Oh boy. I did stop it, but it did so much damage. It had done so much damage to the body and me. And then I had, when I stopped, I had a serious reaction as well. So, oh no, wow, it was really bad. Wow. Ooh. Yeah. And it did damage. Big time. Big time. I mean, I was physically aware of the damage. So, yeah, I used to fall over, my balance. I could walk to the shop and there was no knowing when. I could be fine and then I'd walk and then I'd walk down the road and I'd keep bumping into the wall. I'd like just problems like, trying to focus. I could be walking, trying to stay. It's like when you get off a yacht, if you've been sailing and it's been rough, and you get onto land and you're doing this. Now, I had a problem walking down the road. I haven't driven for years now since this, because I used to love driving all my life, because it was too risky. So I could fall over. Sometimes I'd be in the shower and I'd get out and I'd lose my balance and I'd fall over. I'd have to hang onto the wall, or I'd walk and my balance, just go off. All kinds of things. Yeah, I had problems writing, and my speech. I got stressed and tired. I have problems with my speech and writing. But I worked very hard to heal damage. Ooh, you have no idea. I detoxed, I did this, I did that. Huge amount of work to heal myself, physically and all ways. And then, the damage it done to the physical body as well. Look at all that. Yeah, it depends on horrendous things. Dangerous, so dangerous. Oh my good Lord, those things are horrendous, yeah. So there we are, anyway. But look at the good point. I died and I came back. And so I could tell people how freaking awesome it is. See? And I'm blessed. I've come back and so where we are. I'm just, now you know a lot more than I didn't know back then. So I think it's such a blessing. I don't see what happened to me as, back then. Oh my gosh, yeah. But now I don't see anything that happened. It was a choice. I chose to go through a huge amount of, maybe I tried to finish all my karma in one lifetime or adversity. But also, you can go through that. You're able to have great sympathy, understanding, compassion for other people. Yeah. It's amazing. So I can now, guide or advise or whatever other people, because you've been through it, you see. You can help other people. So in that aspect as well, just on dying, you can go into great detail about it, and it's so wonderful. You can help so many people. It takes away their fear of death. Yeah, chamomile, I know, yeah. I know there was a little old lady the other day I was talking to, so sweet. She must be probably close to her 90s. Anyway, she decided she wanted to come chat to me. She came over the day and started chatting to me, so sweet. And somehow we got into a conversation, I don't know about, who knows about death. And this other lady was with her, and they were like, oh, tell me, really? Oh, what? So what happened? So she asked me to go, So I went into great detail with it, and this old lady was so happy. It's what I'm saying. It's so lovely you can help people. She was at such ease once I explained everything to her. What happens when you die, and how, and what it feels like, and what it looks like, and the whole thing. You know how much, so when she leaves, which will probably be not long, when she leaves the planet, you know how much now, when she comes time for her to leave, because you think dying, but leave in the body, I should say, she's going to have she won't have the fear, she's going to be much calmer, she'll look forward to it. It gave her, she was so thankful. You see, nothing happens for an accident, that she happened to be, meet me, or, come sit next to me and wanting, no accident. That's what I'm saying. These things can help people. What you have been through, adversity, whatever else, who knows, all kinds of things in your life, past lives, whatever, you are able then to transcend it, and you're able to use it, gives you more love, more compassion, more understanding, and you're able to help others. So it's a blessing to me now, actually. No, it's the best thing. That's why you need to be compassionate. If you don't have compassion for yourself, you can't have for other people. You see? Most people don't realize, what's tripping us up is our own self-love and self-work. Huge thing. Massively. Self-love, self-worth, deserving. It goes so deep, oh boy. And I've done some work, and then there's more layers pop up. So yeah. No, it's self-love, self-work. Forgiveness is the most important thing here. And compassion. Even for those doing wrong. Because they clearly are disconnected from source. Because if you do, and you have no idea what you're doing to yourself, because you would not do any harm, wish harm upon someone else, once you are awakened. Because you understand everything, what you put out comes back to you. So you also understand how you work as soul or source. So you know your next life. Ooh, wow. It could be many lives, actually, especially if you're not awake. So you could get yourself in a karmic cycle of hell. It could go on a hell of a long time, and you could really suffer. Sorry, people, my phone's about to die on me. Trying to find the charger here. You can really suffer. So understand these people that are doing wrong now, if they're doing, bad things now, and a lot of them, some people, are doing some terrible things right now on the planet to others and to humanity, right? I have the utmost compassion and sympathy for, really, wow, you just think, oh my gosh, because they don't know what they're doing. Because they clearly can't see bad lives they've had and how they have suffered for it. Because if you had, you do this as a learning thing because you want to know. So you wouldn't wish it upon your worst enemy. So I have you just think, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it? As within, so without. So anybody doing wrong here, have absolute compassion for them. I mean, so much compassion, because you don't know how long they're going to be stuck on a very lower realm or lower dimension or lower timeline and go through horrendous suffering. You see? Because what you do, you will choose, because you got to your source. It will come back to you. Oh, does it? You are, in another life or this life or whatever. So that's why I just think, I actually want to cry for them. I have no judgment, no, you know what I mean? Besides absolute heartache and pain. Because you just think, oh my. It's like a death sentence to yourself. That's what I'm saying. They do not know as Jesus said, they do not know what they do. Same way, he couldn't get angry with them. Because they know not what they do, and I mean it. If you knew, you would never do something wrong or be someone bad, anything. As if you knew how that comes back to you, you would be like, you know what I mean? Love, forgive, especially now. Don't hold on to it. Forgive everybody and anybody that you think has harmed you, upset you, knowingly or unknowingly. Forgive everyone and yourself. Please forgive yourself for anything and everything. Drop all guilt, shame, blame. So release all guilt, forgive everybody, forgive yourself, and release all guilt and shame and blame. That's a lower frequency, and it's keeping you on a lower timeline, a lower frequency. Remember, everything is frequency and vibration. Everything you don't forgive, blame, anger, hate, anything you're hanging on to has a frequency. So you're keeping all these things in you. So you might have more dark, dense energy than you realize in your body, frequencies. Because you got this, and you got anger, and you got blame, and you got that, and you got this. All these frequencies you're giving off without realizing it. You're just lowering your own frequency. Anyone that's done wrong consciously comes back to them. What you push out, it comes back. It's just the law of the universe. What you give out is what comes back. It's energy. And you choose that. I've seen some horrendous past lives. Your actions have consequences to them. No, it's not. That's the thing. You see, it's also perception. Do it. It's bloody worth it. Do you want to be stuck on a lower? No. You want to jump timelines, my friend. You want everything and anything you can do to bring you on a higher timeline. Drop whatever comes to your mind. Think forgiveness. Just do it. Forgive that. Forgive yourself. Drop this. Do that. Okay. Do what you can to raise your light, your frequency, vibration. Hold no hate, no blame, no anger, no judgment of anything going on. They do not need your judgment. Ooh, they have brought it upon themselves because they do. And that's what happens. When you choose, when you leave your body, you see your whole life. It goes everything. And it's quick, but you experience it. You also see from the other person's perspective. So you're going to see and feel the suffering they felt. Say you did something wrong, you said something really nasty. You're going to feel how that person felt when you said that. And then you're going to choose a life where the roles will be reversed. And that person's going to do it to you. I mean it. You see, this is people that haven't dropped out of the karmic cycle. You can choose to drop out of the karmic cycle. These people aren't awake, so they haven't. So they are still trapped in the cycle of learning in karma, the old earth. And they're going to continue until they choose to step out of it. This is why I say you don't want to be there. You do not. They don't need your blame and your anger and your thing. They don't need it. They need your compassion. Because they're going to suffer. They don't need you. You won't see it maybe in this life, but you don't want to be on that timeline. Remember, what you wish to them comes back to you too. So don't, people. Let it all go. You can't take it with you into the new earth. Any of that energy is not going with us. We got to release all the dark, dense energy and blame, hate, this, that. Light. You cannot descend into a higher dimension because it's a lighter. If you don't, which means you're going to drop your darkness, all the darker energies, thoughts, feelings, emotions. You know, some of us don't even know we have it. Like me, things pop up and you're like, oh, you know. You can get tired sometimes. I get to a point where I'm like, this is like dragging on, and then you'll be fine again. Then you're like, No one said it's easy. But, we did choose to come here for this final finale. It's the energy test now we're going through. It's a huge, and it's not easy. We didn't say it was going to be easy. It's a test of energy. Consciousness. Just remember what your thoughts. You have control over your mind and body. So if it goes off, do what you can to bring it back into line. No loving thoughts. So in mind, but sometimes you become unconscious. You don't even notice. The next minute, half an hour's gone, and your mind's just been on a rant. You're like, oh my gosh, the ego ran away there. There we are. That's a wonderful thing too. That's a wonderful, exactly. That's a wonderful thing to want to be, yes. Be love. Because it incorporates that. Be nice, be loved, be kind, be compassionate. Those are lovely things to want to embody. Peace, calm, wisdom, love, kindness, compassion, joy, peace, freedom. Kindness and compassion and love is so wow, because love really incorporates them all anyway, real love. Being in the now. That's why I say if we drop everything and just let it all go, as the Buddhists say every day and things, and just be in the now. It takes practice, but when you learn to completely have control over the mind, the thoughts, and you can really have a quiet mind where there's just not random thoughts, where you've got your mind now you're in control of it. Oh, it's amazing. I tell you, your frequency goes to the roof. Wow, it is so awesome. But it took me a couple of months of work, and every day, all I was doing was focusing on being here, not in the mind, all the time, every day, listening to that music. When I was doing the dishes, when I was thinking, I was constantly trying to tap into the astral. So I was full time, 24/7 doing it. And then I managed to get the mind into complete, wow. And you're just in bliss. You stay in bliss. You're in that absolute bliss because there's no thought. You're in such a high, in such love, and in complete alignment. It was amazing, This is also your sleep. It will be, resistance. It's because of the energies. Everybody sleeps being affected. pretty much. If you're sensitive, you will be. You're woken up, or you won't sleep, or you're awake between 12 and then you go back, or you're awake between 2 and 3, or whatever, or you can't sleep and then you're exhausted. This is what it cycles, yeah. Your body's adjusting to energy that keeps coming into the planet. Yeah, it could be your diet. You're obviously eating things that your body does not want to do anymore. Compassion and action, yeah. Yeah, but any thought, action is thought, is doing, is saying, everything, yeah. Oh, I tell you what, I feel for those people. Sounds strange, but I absolutely mortified. My heart breaks for people that are doing wrong now at the moment. I think, oh, they don't know what they're doing. Wow, man. You get to get this far to the earth game to fail, at the last. It's like running a race and you get to the, you can see the finish line and you stop running a meter before. Oh my gosh. So close. Wow. And to think the suffering they're bringing upon themselves is like, oh my gosh, that's bad, man. No, I know, but they know they're going to, have some real challenging carnations in time, Yeah. Well, that's why I say it's challenging to concentrate right now because of the energy is coming into the planet. Pure organic fruit and vegetables, and that's as light as you can go, because it's light. Fruit and vegetables digest easily, especially vegetables. Yeah. Look at the things that are light to digest for the stomach. Smoothies, another one. Blended fruit and veggies in a blender, liquidized. I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah, try that out and have a look. You'll know, because watch what you eat. Just eat this and then see if that makes a difference. So look at what am I doing? Cheese, this, that, all the things you're having in your diet, and then stop one. Like cut the cheese out, and cut coffee out, and cut this out, or cut meat out, and see, what happens. No, we're just moving into the new epoch. And some are just on a lower timeline. I just don't want. They're rejecting the light. Then you've got a great digestive system. You're dirty, and yes, there's no blockages in your lower chakras. That's good. There's a lot of it hanging on there. Most of the problem you see seems to be hanging around your sacral energy. Your sacral. I love that. Oh, funny. My daughter's like that. My oldest daughter, wow, she just, yeah. Her stomach is always, her digestive system works so well. Yeah, a lot of people feeling tired. It's because of the energies of the moment. Even when you get to the times where you're just like, oh no, I just don't, because the energies are so intense, they're very high. So you're physically, sometimes I get that odd every now and then, you're going to get a day where you just think, oh, you know what, I'm too, it's like, no, I can't, this is hard work, you just need a rest, Yeah, it will make you tired, darling, because it's physically, and this body's not young either. There's lots of damage to it. It was quite, yes. I'm still here. Although sometimes I think I'm not, every now and then I'll see a little and I'm like, but then I'm not worried, exactly, because I've been through it already, so I know, what happens. I've been through, so if I get this little and I think, is it time to go again, and then it's like, I thought, whatever, I'm like, cool, I'm cool with it. I'm 100% ready. And then it stops. So, I can feel it sometimes, I'll feel my heart will go, and I think, okay, Whether it's to do with the energy or say because of what happened, I don't know. That's how I left the planet last time. So, but I've done work on it. I don't know, myself. I've asked for healing. But, I'm not going to be here forever either. Who knows? So let's see. Everyone's got their own belief. Yeah, exactly. Beliefs, everything. Exactly. You are basically source anyway, dreaming. You're not here. People under the illusion. That's why I say you're not going to find the real truth out on social media. You've got to go to the teachings of the Buddha, like the higher knowledge. But unless you've got to that level yourself where you actually see, but you're not here, as Abraham Hicks says. This is an illusion. This is all an illusion. You are source having a dream. You are streaming. You are a stream of consciousness. You're not here. Literally, you wake up, and when you die, you wake up, and it's like, oh, wow, okay. Depending on your belief system, obviously, and your frequency of vibration, because your frequency of vibration is where you'll be in your belief, because you're creating it. That's all. You're just source. That's it. It's freaking awesome, too. You're not stuck with this heavy, dense body, and you can zip, 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 wherever. You move at the speed of your consciousness as your thought, because you're not moving so slowly, because you're not hanging on to all this dark, dense energy. You're playing in this, in this, anyway you want to call it, really, virtual reality, energy, pocket, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So you're just streaming all these, like, parallel lives, yeah. So literally, but it seems very real. Yes, so you will be. I've been also very tired as well. Well, when you realize you're dead, nothing, because you look at your body, and then you go, you come out, and then you sort of close to the body, then you go up and up away from the, higher above the body, and you look, and then you see the body is dead. You start to realize, nah, hang on a second, because you're looking down at yourself. That's what you think. See, you think yourself. You are the body. And then you see the body's like, that thing is dead. And then you realize, but I'm not dead. Oh, wow, I'm not dead. I'm still me. And you retain, you retain your essence. And you're thinking and everything, and you're like, wow, this whole, initially, yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, wow, cool. And then you realize, then you start feeling lighter, and then you realize you can go wherever you bloody want. And you're free as a bird. And it's so cool. Oh, amazing. So cool. That's cool. Also, when you look down at all the lives down here and everywhere, and you watch them, it's amazing. You can see everything. Every single thing in the universe, you're aware of every life, everything at the same time. Everything. Amazing, yeah. Anyway, people, my phone's getting a bit warm. Yeah, the battery's getting a bit hot. It's dodgy. It might freeze now and block me out. It's too hot. It's not very safe. So it normally shuts my phone down because it's charging and I've been on for a while. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. A pooping bird. Well, you're lucky. Yeah. Yes. Up and down. No, one day I find, one day not. But anyway, let me go, people, because my phone's very hot and it's going to lock me out in a minute. You can go look. I've shared the story on YouTube. So there's many videos there I've shared to give you some insight. You can go and look at them. About that, death, dying, forgiveness, this, that, all kinds of things. All right. Lovely to catch up. I'm glad I didn't get shut down third time now. I had to use my data. You're very welcome. Lots of love. Let it all go. It's not worth it, that I'm saying. It stays with the body. You just realize all this shit and worry and stress was absolute bloody nonsense. When you had, whatever you believe and wish and think is what you create. And you actually always had the power in the first place. And you're like, shit, it was so easy and I didn't, anyway, whatever. There we are. Believe. Claim back your power. Claim back any energy you've given away, all energy you've given away. Claim back all your energy, all your power, all your light. There we are. Do affirmations if you need to, just to retrain the mind for 30 days. And then, whatever you need to do affirmations on, and you'll see it will reprogram the mind. Quieten it. All right. Bye, guys.